Lightweight bout here, Natan Levy, minus 230. Pete Rodriguez, plus 230. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 188. Minus 188 for the under. Plus money on the over there. Both guys, one loss on their record. The boy Pete Rodriguez absolutely murked a photographer in his last time out, Mike Jackson, which he was a minus 800 favorite. Knocked him out in the first round, minute 33 in. That was his first win in the UFC. Second fight, his debut was Jack Della Maddalena when he got knocked out in the first round. Probably nothing to hang your head about, but all of his wins come by first round knockout. So obviously dangerous in that first round. He's moving down to 155. He was very clearly undersized at 170, 5'9", especially in that Maddalena fight. Like, he looked tiny compared to Jack. And yeah, I think it's a good move for him. I'm interested to see how he looks. At 5'9", I mean, he's going to match up perfectly against Natan Levy, at least size-wise. But the real question is, how is his ground game? And Natan Levy, he's got, 3 submission wins on his record. Not great power on the feet. He's got some decent striking on the feet. But he's really probably going to look to take this one to the ground. 5.37 takedowns average per 15 minutes. So that's probably the path that he's going to go. And I got to say, if he's probably going to be successful at it, I would assume. But, I mean, you're going against a guy that's coming down from welterweight, so he might be a little bit tougher to take down. There's a lot of unknowns with Pete Rodriguez. Like, the debut against JDM, you kind of throw that out the window because it was a late replacement, came in there kind of just to get in the UFC. And then his second fight is against a guy who is a photographer. Like, he's not even a fighter, and then knocks him out. So I don't know, man. Maybe you play this live and get a feel for it after, maybe, because Pete's going to be dangerous in that first round. So maybe Levy drops the first round, and maybe his ground game gets tested too. You get to see what it looks like. But this is just screams red flags to me. What do you think?
Yeah, no, if you're on the Pete Rodriguez side, I think a first round KO is extremely live because he's moving down. He's a powerful guy. But we haven't seen anything past like 3.5, 4 minutes of him inside the UFC. I mean, he's either getting finished in the first or finishing guys in the first. So you're kind of guessing if you're taking anything after that first round on Pete Rodriguez's side. And Levy's going to hit takedowns, and that's going to be the game plan here. I think if Levy has learned anything from that Jack Della Maddalena fight, it's that you got to get the jab going and keep this guy off you, because Jack D was, he was touching him up with that jab bad. You could see the damage pretty early on. But yeah, man, Pete Rodriguez moving down is super interesting because he, at 5'9", was smaller for a welterweight. I'm interested to see how that weight cut goes, because 170 to 155, it's not a 10-pound cut. There's an extra 5 pounds you got to cut there. And maybe it helps him. Maybe he's more powerful at 155, or maybe some of that weight cut kind of zaps some of his power and energy. So, yeah, like you said, a lot of red flags, a lot of unknowns. Levy, if he gets it to the ground, should have, a clear path to victory. But maybe Rodriguez looks like a stud, and we just haven't seen enough of him yet to determine if he is or not. Maybe this is that fight he breaks out and looks really good. Maybe he goes in there and just gets, wrestled to death for 3 rounds. It's kind of hard to tell, but for me, I think Pete Rodriguez round 1 KO is a live bet, and I think round 2 or 3 Levy submission would be a live bet too. Haven't seen those odds yet, but I'll be watching for him as the week goes on.
I mean, I'm looking at Pete Rodriguez's fights as an amateur. He fought at light heavyweight before. So, I mean,
at 5'9".
This guy probably packing a punch for, being 205, fighting against 205ers. He actually got a knockout win in that fight back in 2019. Even as a pro, he fought at 175 before. So, yeah, I mean, first round knockout's definitely live. And I got to say, watching Levy against Genaro Valdez, got clipped a couple times. So, definitely a possibility.